issues. We're back with our second segment of health and safety for the ICN Connections show. I'm joined right now by Brent Dobbins-Beck. He's a health educator with the Montgomery County Health Department. He's a certified car seat tech. And there's a lot to know about car seats, so we're going to ask you to tell us all kinds of information from infancy through young childhood and the different ways to position and use a car seat. So I'm going to turn to you and say, let's get started.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for having me today. I am, as you mentioned, a car seat technician. We go through certification. I work with the Montgomery County Health Department, and with our car seat program, we also partner with Safe Kids Coalition
Wonderful.
of Southeastern Pennsylvania. Today, I'll be demonstrating how to harness your child into a car seat properly.
Okay.
And for purposes of today, I brought a convertible seat, which allows you to have your child rear-facing or forward-facing.
Okay.
And
let's just start with super basics.
Okay.
When you say rear-facing, you're talking about in the back seat of the car, looking out the back of the car,
yes,
correct?
yes, rear-facing. And generally, our recommendations are that the safest is generally the center position in the rear is generally the safest position because it's furthest from any point of impact.
Right.
But you will have to check your car seat, your owner's manual for your car,
Right.
and the car seat manual itself, because it's not a standard that I can say it's that way for every car.
Okay, all right.
And
But not in the front seat?
No, not in the front seat, no.
Okay, all right, great. So rear-facing.
Okay, so as you get your car seat, there's a couple things you should look for when buying a car seat. You should probably be the primary purchaser. Anytime you get it secondhand, you run the risk that the car seat has already been involved in a crash. It could be expired. Car seats generally have a shelf life of about 6 years, so you'll want to check the manufacture date and be aware of if there's any recalls.
Okay.
So now you have your seat, and you bring it home. And this, as you can see, is straight up and down. Okay. And how this is this would be if you're in the forward-facing position, that it's up and down in the back here. For rear-facing, however, one of the key points is that there's a foot here, and this will be reclined.
And it just takes some manipulation.
Just takes a little bit of manipulation.
And each car seat would be a little different, I would guess.
And each car seat is different, and like I said, this is a convertible seat. They happen to have infant seats that already come reclined, but they would only be for rear-facing use only. Whereas the advantage of this seat in particular is when your child outgrows the rear-facing height and weight recommendations, that you can turn around forward-facing.
And it's more upright.
And it would be more upright. And that has to do with crash forces and being what's safest for the child, because the child is still developing internally. So as you can see, if I can demonstrate,
sure.
Another thing to look for before I get the child in here is the belt position. Now, as your child is rear-facing, the belt will always come from at or below the shoulder levels. And as the child moves up, there is different positions here. I'll try to demonstrate that. If you can see, anyway, there's different positions.
So you would bring it up higher.
Yes, you would loosen the belt all the way, and then behind here, and it'll tell you exactly how to do it in your manual. And it's very important to read the manuals because every manufacturer has a different, just maybe slight differentiations, and even models have different weight differences. So it's very important to read the manual first.
All right.
Now you have your child, and you know it's going to be rear-facing, so it's going to come from at or below the shoulder levels.
Okay.
And now I think you're ready for the baby.
Okay.
We're ready to get Junior in there.
All right, good. So we have a little baby guest with us.
So we have a baby guest. It doesn't have a name as of now, but
okay.
We want to make sure the child is in there secure. So to do that, your car seat will always come in the lowest position first. Okay, so there'll be some things to get rid of. There's a registration that it's important that they send the registration in. That way, in the event of recalls, the manufacturer will just contact the parent or the caretaker.
Okay.
And that way, they don't have to find out secondhand through the news or wonder where and how to do things. It'll come with instructions. Okay, so you'll undo the harness clip and the buckle. Okay, and now to put the child in, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put the child in, and then these straps will come over their shoulders just like a backpack.
Okay.
So I'm going to demonstrate that now. Okay, and the buckle comes from between their legs.
And around the arm.
And around the arm. So
over just like a backpack.
Just like a
Okay.
backpack, you want to make sure that the straps are straight, that they're not twisted around. So let's get so what I'm going to get is the other side now.
Okay. And hopefully your baby will be just as calm as this baby.
Just as calm as this baby, ideally.
Sometimes it's not that easy.
No, it's not. So, okay, now we have the straps over the top. Now we're going to want to buckle them together and get the child fastened in there. So what I'm going to do next is show how to put the breastplate together. This is a 5-point harness, so it has a breastplate as well as connectors into the belt. So I'm going to show how to put the breastplate, connect that.
So those pieces slide together.
These slide together and they clip, right?
Good.
Just like that.
I can hear the click.
And to make sure that the belts are the same distance, there is a button, and this is how you generally loosen it too. There's a button down, if you can see the strap down here. You won't be pulling on the strap while you do this, but there's a button you press, and it loosens the harness
Okay.
completely up. So you want to make sure that it's all the way out, and that the belts are even. Okay? All right. Now the next step, I'm going to buckle it into the buckle itself. So there is if you can find it, slides up, and there is a little clipping piece. So I'm going to put one side in first.
So each strap has its own clip into the buckle.
Yes.
That's coming between the legs.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Absolutely. So I have one now. I'm going to show how to put the other one in. Okay, so now it's clipped, but now this is not tight enough. You want to make sure that your child is secure. So to do that, to secure the child, there's a strap that comes from behind here, and we will slide it up. And all you have to do is pull on it, and it'll be good to get all the loose slack up to the top, because where it tightens is along the top and over the shoulders.
I see. So the child, needs to be able to move shoulders, but still you do want it so that they're not going to move very far if the car did stop suddenly.
Yeah, it's good you brought that up. We're going to want it's secure enough that it does not move when you do it. Well, I'll show you the pinch test.
Okay.
But these straps, they will be tight. Okay. And the breastplate will be right over the breastbone. And how you'll know that is there's even on some models, there's an indicator that shows that it comes right in between. And you can actually, what we do is say it's the tickle test. You'll be able to tickle their armpits. That's where you'll know it's in a proper position that it would distribute crash forces correctly.
Okay.
So now you have the breastplate in place. You want to make sure that it's tight enough. How you do that is simply by trying to pinch along the belt. If you're able to pinch, it's too loose.
So I want to try to...
Yes, on this side, this would be a demonstration of how loose it should not be. It should not be, you should be able to do that. Because what happens is, in the event of a crash, it would have the same whip forward.
I see.
You want to have the baby, the child, as secure to the seat so that the seat absorbs the crash forces, and the child pretty much just takes a ride.
Okay.
And this is, and on the right side is how secure it should be.
Great. So, so the child is in, The shoulders are secure, you cannot pinch, and the breastplate is between the armpits. It's latched properly, you've pulled that, so you're ready to go.
So the baby is harnessed in, and then the next steps, I mean, you would have to then make sure that the child, the seat is secure in the car.
Right. We're assuming that's taken care
yes.
of already. We don't need this whole thing,
Yes.
right, taking a ride. Okay, we are at a place to take a break and to wrap up just for a few moments.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Brent, for showing us